let's go ahead and start. First one, armbar counter. When somebody throws the armbar on me from the closed guard, put your hand against the wall. Okay. Remember, there's a couple different ways we can get into the armbar today. Let's see if Adrian, blue belt, can remember how to do my favorite, the climbing armbar. Onside wrist grip, cross grip, cuts the angle. Here, question, is one arm stronger than two? So I'm gonna catch. The way I always like to think about this is catch, stack, elbow, pass. So he goes armbar. He's isolating my one arm. It's his whole body. I need to catch my arms together. If my hands are caught and he extends my arm, he can still break or damage my elbow. So as soon as I catch, I gotta roll his knees towards his mouth. I do that by getting my chest over his chest and stepping up behind his hip. So he goes armbar, catch. Now I've got to stack him, stack my weight on top. I'm gonna drive up, try to push his knees. And this is the important part. I wanna step up. Now if there's space between my knee and my butt, he's got a little bit of wiggle room with his hips. So when I do this, I like to take my knee and kind of wedge his hips in the air. Now I'm putting all of my weight down. He wants to extend. I need to smash. So that's the stack part. Now that I've caught my hands together and I've stacked, my elbow is north of his pelvis, which means he still has a fulcrum to break my arm. So it's catch, stack. Now I have to slip my elbow out. So I'm starting the chainsaw or the lawnmower, whatever you want to call it. And it might be one pull. It could be he's got a good grip and I have to stay stacked. I've got to pull 10 times. Once my arm comes out, reaching around behind the leg. Remember, in gi, we have the luxury of the fabric, so I always like to feed the lapel. Pull him tight. Now I turn the corner, bringing my knee to his armpit, pull my other arm out of the swamp, hit my underhook, and my head control. Boom. Just to reset this drill, Adrian's gonna get his frames. He's gonna shrimp out. He's gonna re-guard. He's gonna go armbar. I need to catch, stack, pull my elbow out, grab the collar, pull him in tight. Now turn the corner and hit my side control. He regards. He hits the arm bar. Catch, stack, elbow, pass, side control. I know this is repetitive for some of you guys, but repetition equals success, right? So let's have tournaments coming up. We gotta be able to defend the arm bar from the guard. Sound good? If you need extra help, I'll help you around. All right, show your hands. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, next defense. Probably the most common submission from when I'm in the bottom side control, or if I'm offensively using for top side control. Anybody name it?
Americana.
Americana. Just so you know, nickname for Americana is a key lock, so you might hear them used interchangeably. With me at least, I like to give you the traditional names that come across from the art 200 years ago in Japan. But there's always nicknames for moves, right? Some of them are gym specific. But today, Americana, slang term is key lock. So here's what we're gonna do. Yes, we could run the defense. I will show this just once because it's not the focus today, but some of you guys can pick things up. The defense is gonna be like this. Go ahead, top side control. As soon as I feel him grab my wrist and start to pin it to the ground, I need to turn on my side, catch my hands together, bring my catch close to my mouth, elbows tight together, and then in. Only when I've kind of rescued my arm, now I can push myself back. Also later, guys, there's like wrist locks here that we can attack, but for a lot of white belts, we can't use them. So the defense would look like this. He isolates my Americana. I gotta rescue my hands, keep everything tight, shoulder blades back, and then I've gotta wait for him to give it up or I can start to pummel. Today, instead of running the defense, let's run the counter, where I don't only defend the submission, but I improve my position. So as he isolates my arm, remember, I always think about defenses like a smoke alarm in your house. The earlier I hear that smoke detector, the faster I can get in and I can kind of take care of if there's a fire. If I wait for my whole house to be on fire, I'm in trouble. So I don't want him to get his lock and drop my elbow. Then I have very few choices I have to tap. So as soon as I feel that he's isolated my Americana, first thing I'm gonna do, not out to the side. If I come here, Adrian goes into a straight arm lock and I have to tap. So as he isolates my wrists, immediately, arm above my head. I wanna get my bicep as close to my ear as possible. Other hand, C-clamp on the armpit. Now this is the number one thing I see probably most of the time is people turn on their side, turning my chest away from his hips, and they do a little push with this arm. See how there's still a bend in my arm? And then they try and get out and they can't do it. So what I want to do is straighten my arm, get my hands. I need to turn totally on my side with my back facing his knees. And my first motion is to try to straighten my arm out as much as possible. Here, that gets his weight off me. See, my arm is 100% straight and locked out. Now all I gotta do is a reverse shrimp. Put my feet on the mat, cut my hips back towards his knees and lean forward. I just not only did the defense, I did the counter, okay? So if I did this to Adrian, by the time he goes like this, oh, it's an Americana, he raises his hands, puts his hand on my armpit, shoves me off, does a reverse shrimp, and we're back. Now he attacks Americana. Straighten, push, hips, top side position. Like that Drake song, started from the bottom, now we're here, go from the bottom to the top, okay? So the beautiful thing about this counter is that we get to kind of switch. We don't have to break and reset the position. So you go once, they go once. If you guys get too close to the wall or off the side of the mat, just reset so you guys don't roll into the parking lot. Sound good? If you need help, I will be around. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, go ahead and go down. If we have time, we'll also do X choke, which we might, just have your head facing that way. So actually have your head facing this way, and I'll have you attack my right arm so they can see. Okay, so again, one time just for some eye candy, kind of planting that seed and let it grow. The defense to the Kimura, there's a couple, but the one that we would do if we weren't doing the full counter today would look like this. Adrian, whether I put my hands on the mat, which is a no-no by the way, we always keep our hands on the, especially when I'm in the guard, I put my hands on the mat, he isolates my arm. So whether he does go into the prayer white, he forces my hands to the mat. He goes Kimura, right? Opposite of Americana. The defense, the easy defense is like this. I'm trying to keep my knuckles close to his body, drive my hand down. A lot of times I can't just drive my hand with my thigh. A lot of times I have to kind of lock my arm in, step up, palm, with the gi I can even grab my own fabric, and then I put my knee to the ground and my shoulder to his chest. Then I would put my hand, just like last one, I would make a C-clamp. Some people say the armpit. Let me give you guys the varsity version. I can push his armpit, but the higher towards his elbow I go, I push elbow to elbow, I roll my thumb, and I extract my arm. We could do that today, but I want to give you guys a little more sauce since we got some higher level white belts and some blue belts on that. So the defense, I end up back in his guard. I defend, but I don't gain any position. So what we're going to do today is a lot of the same thing. However, if their guard breaks open, they now have an open guard. So while I'm defending, I'm actually going to try to improve my position. And it'll look like this. So he goes, he gets my hands to the floor, he comes up. I'm going to do the same thing. Keep my hands close, drive it down, step up here, come down. Now, instead of coming here, I'm going to try to get my hand. You can't see my right hand, these are my right hand. I'm going to try and put it and grab a grip. All I'm going to do is pin this down, and I'm going to start to step over and staple the leg. Now I can do my back step pass. I drop onto my hip, back step, clear the leg, and rotate my arm out back to my side. So all that talk, it's a little stick here. There's an extra step or two in here, but it's a 4-step process, just like the armbar. Catch, stack, escape the elbow, and pass. Same thing here. First thing I gotta do is save the arm. Save the arm. Now, I'm gonna try to get my hand up on the grip. Punch this down. See how his guard's open? So once I punch this down, if you can't see already, once I punch this down, I'm doing back step with my knee and just basically do a back step pass. Only he's got my Kimura, so I'm gonna get my knee over, staple, one toe on one side, one knee on the other. If he tries to finish the Kimura now, I'm still cupping. Now all I have to do, if I want to, I can open his knee. I don't have to, but if I can open, cool. I'm gonna drop my hip to the mat, back step, finish, and later, I can come in the arm bars if I want. We don't have to throw the arm bar in today. What we're trying to do is knock it submitted with the Kimura and pass the guard. Okay, if you want to throw the arm bar, it's a far side spinning arm bar for those of us that know. One last time. Save the arm first, then get the grip on the thigh, then do a back step pass. Go ahead. Save the arm. Once I feel I'm safe, I'm just going to let go of my own pants, grab his pants. My knee has to come backwards, otherwise his knee is like pushing into a bench. Come here, staple. Toe on one side, knee on the other. Open the leg, drop my hip to the mat, do a back step. Now I'm here. Now I just straighten the arm out, grab the head, get my underhook. Later, we have cartwheel katame. This can lead into a lot of offense, but we have to counter and not get our arm broken first. Okay? I will help anybody who needs to be around. Ready? 1, 2, 3.